that are beyond your control. The truth is, you don't need another person to make you whole. You don't need a certain job, a certain title, or a certain lifestyle to feel valuable. Right now, as you are, without any additions, without any changes, you are enough. This doesn't mean you won't grow, evolve, or improve, but it does mean that your growth should come from a place of self-love, not self-lack. Too many people think they need to be fixed before they can be happy, before they can feel worthy. They say, when I lose the weight, when I make more money, when I get in a relationship, then I'll feel complete. But completion isn't something you find down the road. It's something you recognize in yourself right now. When you finally embrace the truth that you are already whole, you stop searching for external validation. You stop settling for relationships that drain you, for jobs that don't fulfill you, for friendships that make you feel less than. Because when you know you are complete, you stop accepting less than what you deserve. So today, stop waiting for someone else to confirm your worth. Stop believing the lie that you need something outside of yourself to be whole. You're already enough. You are already equipped. Walk in that confidence, embrace that truth, and watch how your life changes when you finally realize you are complete as you are. There is a big difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Too often people mistake solitude for emptiness, thinking that if they're not surrounded by others, something must be wrong. But solitude is not a punishment, it's a gift. It's in solitude that you find clarity, strength, and a deeper understanding of yourself. Loneliness is a mindset. It's not about the absence of people, it's about the absence of connection. You can be in a crowded room and still feel lonely. You can be in a relationship and still feel unseen, unheard, unappreciated. That's because loneliness is not solved by being around others, it's solved by being at peace with yourself. When you learn to enjoy your own company, when you can sit in silence and feel whole, you become someone who is truly free. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to seek validation from others. Social media makes us believe that if we're not always connected, always busy, always surrounded by people, we must be missing out. But let me tell you something, some of the greatest breakthroughs in life come in moments of solitude. Some of the most successful, confident, and fulfilled people have learned how to embrace time alone, using it to grow, reflect, and strengthen their inner world. Instead of seeing solitude as something to escape, start seeing it as something to embrace. It's in solitude that you hear your own thoughts clearly. It's where you can process emotions without distraction. It's where you connect with your purpose and realign with your dreams. Too many people are afraid of silence because they don't want to face their own thoughts, their own doubts, their own truth. But facing yourself is the first step to true happiness. Think about it. If you can't enjoy your own company, how can you expect others to? If you're always needing external distractions, external noise, external validation, you'll never feel at peace. But when you learn to love solitude, to see it as a time of renewal and growth, you become someone who is whole, whether people are around or not. Some of the greatest lessons in life don't come from the crowd, they come in the quiet. They come when you step away from the noise and truly listen to what's inside of you. Solitude is where you reconnect with yourself, with your purpose, with your faith. It's where you realize that you are already enough, already loved, already equipped to handle whatever comes your way. So don't fear solitude. Don't rush to fill every moment with noise and distractions. Learn to sit in silence, to enjoy your own company, to embrace the stillness. Because solitude is not loneliness, it's a pathway to strength, peace, and true joy. Too many people spend their lives waiting for someone to love them, waiting for approval, waiting for someone else to make them feel worthy and complete. They believe that happiness is something that comes from outside of them, something that another person can give or take away. But let me tell you, if you keep waiting for someone else to make you happy, you will always be disappointed. Happiness is not something that another person can hand to you. It is not found in a relationship, in a friend's approval, or in a family member's validation. If your joy is dependent on someone else, then you've given them the power to control your emotions. And that's a dangerous place to be, because people change, situations shift. And if your happiness is tied to something or someone external, then it will always be unstable. Think about how often people say things like, if only I had the right partner, I'd be happy. Or if they would just treat me better, I'd feel good about myself. But happiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. It's a decision you make every single day. It's choosing to wake up and be grateful for what you have. instead of dwelling on what you lack. It's finding joy in the little things instead of waiting for a big moment to feel alive. Too many people put their happiness on hold, thinking that their life will truly begin when the right person shows up. But here's the truth: if you can't be happy on your own, you won't be happy in a relationship either. A relationship doesn't fix loneliness. It doesn't erase insecurities. It doesn't fill the emptiness inside of you. If you're not happy by yourself, you'll end up putting unrealistic expectations on someone else, expecting them to do something that only you can do for yourself. No one else is responsible for your joy. No one else can fill a void inside of you that only you can fill. The moment you take ownership of your happiness, your whole life changes. You stop depending on others to make you feel good, and you start realizing that you have everything you need inside of you. You stop settling for relationships that drain you because you no longer need someone just to feel okay. You stop chasing after love, approval, or validation because you already know your worth. Instead of waiting for happiness to come from someone else, start finding it within yourself. Do things that make your soul come alive. Pursue your passions. Take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit. Surround yourself with positivity. Learn to love your own company. The more you invest in yourself, the more joyful and fulfilled you will become, not because of someone else, but because you chose to create that happiness from within. Don't waste another day waiting for someone else to complete you. You are already whole. You are already enough. Happiness is not something that's given to you. It's something you choose, something you build, something you carry inside of you. When you stop waiting for others to make you happy, you unlock a freedom and joy that no one can take away from you. There are seasons in life where we feel like we're waiting for love, waiting for a breakthrough, waiting for a door to open. In these moments, it's easy to feel stuck, like nothing is happening, like life is passing us by. But what if this time of waiting is not wasted time? What if this season is actually preparation for something greater? Instead of seeing it as a delay, start seeing it as an opportunity. This is your time to grow. So many people spend their single years or their quiet seasons complaining, wishing things would change, longing for the next chapter. But if you're always focused on what's missing, you'll miss what's right in front of you. You'll miss the chance to become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's ahead. Instead of using this time to wait, use it to work on yourself, on your dreams, on becoming the person you were meant to be. Growth doesn't happen when life is easy. It happens when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you challenge yourself, when you commit to becoming better. This is the perfect time to develop new skills, to pursue your passions, to strengthen your faith. Maybe there's a book you've always wanted to read, a course you've been meaning to take, a goal you've been putting off. Don't wait for the perfect circumstances to start now. This is also the time to heal. If you've been through heartbreak, rejection, or disappointment, don't rush into the next thing just to fill the emptiness. Take the time to truly heal. Reflect on what you've learned. Let go of past wounds. The healthier you become on your own, the healthier your future relationships and opportunities will be. Too many people jump from one thing to another, never giving themselves space to grow, and then wonder why the same problems keep repeating in their lives. But when you use this time to heal, to reflect, and to grow, you break those patterns and step into something new. There's a version of you that is stronger, wiser, more confident, and more prepared for the future. But that version doesn't just appear, you have to build it. Growth takes effort. It takes discipline. It takes a willingness to be uncomfortable, to face challenges, to do the inner work. But the reward is worth it. One day you'll look back at this season and realize it was a gift. That the time you spent growing, learning, and preparing was exactly what you needed. Don't waste this season wishing it away. Use it, grow from it. Become the best version of yourself now, so when the next opportunity, the next relationship, the next chapter arrives, you'll be ready not just to step into it, but to thrive in it. Life has a way of bringing the right people into your path at exactly the right moment. But too often we try to force connections, chase after relationships, or hold on to people who were never meant to stay. We get impatient, thinking that if we don't make something happen, we'll miss out. But the truth is, you don't have to manipulate, beg, or struggle to keep people in your life. When the right people are meant to be there, they will come and they will stay. There's a reason some relationships don't work out. There's a reason some people walk away. Not everyone is meant to be part of your future. Sometimes we try so hard to hold on to relationships that are no longer serving us simply because we're afraid of being alone. But when you trust that the right people will come at the right time, you stop wasting energy on the wrong ones. You stop settling for friendships and relationships that drain you. You stop forcing connections that were never meant to last. Think about how much time people spend chasing love, seeking approval, or trying to fit into circles that don't value them. But what if instead of chasing, you started attracting? What if you focus on becoming the best version of yourself and let the right people find you along the way? The strongest, healthiest relationships aren't built on desperation. They're built on mutual respect, genuine connection, and divine timing. When you trust the process, you let go of the need to control. You stop worrying about when love will come, when friends will show up, or when you'll find the right community. Instead, you focus on your own growth, your own healing, your own journey. And as you grow, the right people will naturally align with your path. You won't have to chase them. They'll recognize the light inside of you and be drawn to it. It's easy to look at others and feel like you're missing out. Maybe you see people in relationships, building friendships, starting families, and you wonder, why hasn't it happened for me yet? But just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Just because you haven't found the right people yet doesn't mean they aren't on their way. What's meant for you will never pass you by. Sometimes the delay is for your protection. Sometimes you're being prepared for something better. If you settle too soon, you might miss out on the people who were truly meant to be part of your life. So don't force what isn't flowing. Don't cling to what is trying to leave. Trust that what's ahead is better than what you've lost. When the right people come, you won't have to question their place in your life. You won't have to convince them to stay. They will see you, value you, and choose to be there because that's where they're meant to be. So be patient, keep growing, keep trusting, and know that at the right time, in the right season, the right people will come.